Today at the conference we have small cups. I told you so. I'm Tait. This is Epic Interview. I'm here, like officially here now. This is the space. You can quickly see the outside of it and see how nice it is. And I'm actually here with a very special guest. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm Anishinaabe and Métis and Italian from Georgina Island First Nation in Ontario.
Nice.
I've been living in Victoria as a visitor here for 3 years now.
Dang. So what do you think of the conference so far?
So far it's pretty good. Definitely learning a lot. There's a lot of stuff I already knew, but I'm really inspired to actually hear independent First Nation communities actually like, you can just feel this really strong sense of empowerment that they're working and to be fully responsible for their own communities so that they can provide that extra deeper sense of support that you wouldn't always get when things are blown out systemically.
What do you think has been one of the tougher parts to speak around, you think, so far? Because they mentioned a lot already, like just through the custom adoptions, what goes into that, and you had a really good question about the legal binding bit, and I think that's a very interesting bit because we wouldn't want those, you know, adoption parents to have to go to jail because they can't commit to finding their child their own culture. So what do you think would be a good substitute for that?
Well, I think right now, yeah, that is a piece that's always been challenging for me. I've done a couple of years of work in a chartered Métis community that was not delegated, so we did a lot of work with the MCFD. And one thing that I've always struggled with is that when children get adopted, especially into Aboriginal children into non-Aboriginal homes, that there is no legally binding document that's going to commit that caregiver to give that child sort of the right to their culture. And I know that the majority of people have great intentions and are probably going to follow through and do the best job that they can. So yeah, we don't want to throw people like that in court for like dealing with fines and jail and, you know, having a finger pointed at them for something they're honestly trying to do a good job at. However, I have seen, like, in my experience in working with a few youth in the system, that caregivers actually walk away after the adoption process has taken place and said, yeah, right, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't have time, or, you know, I just did that because I needed to get this child in my care. And I think that there are the odd people that you're gonna struggle with at times, and I don't think it's fair that there are actually like 4 or 5-year-old children that are gonna be dealing with the outcomes of people making those sort of negative choices. And if it is, if there are people that are washing their hands clean after there is an adoption like that, what is the reason for that? Maybe we should, instead of like getting irritated and frustrated by that, talk to them and ask, you know, if there was something that we could do to help you and to support you to maintain that connection with the child to the cultural ancestry, what is that? Because right now you're saying that you don't have time, or you don't have energy, or you don't have resources, you don't have money, so how can we get to the bottom of that? And I think more questions need to be asked, because I know I've been so frustrated with certain individuals in the past when I've seen those adoptions go through. But yeah, it's like, okay, that's a problem, so let's address it, because face it, right now these cultural plans are not legal, and I wish they were, but I don't know. So I don't know what the solution is. I'm a youth myself, but just learning about it, talking about it, and recognizing that it is an issue, and then maybe gaining insight from the children who it's affecting. And
indeed. Have you ever been on a interview YouTube kind of blog?
YouTube?
Yes.
No, I've been dying to. Actually, that brings me to something completely off topic, but
that's okay.
I'm going to be, I do an Aboriginal Youth internship with the Ministry of Education, so that's like on the side. That's not why I'm here this weekend, but I'm going to be doing my first PSA announcement, public service announcement.
Nice.
So it's bringing, like, you know, BC's new education plan to a group of youth at Gathering Our Voices, 2012.
I'm going to be there. I'm performing on top of that.
So we should take that high five. Yeah. It's pretty dope. Okay,
there we go.
So yeah, and that's where I'm going to do, like, I won't actually be in the PSAs, but I'm hoping to bring a ton of video equipment and let kids talk about how they want their education to play out.
This is some good promo for it then. I'll make it a separate video then, aside from your interview. Just promo for.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you must know about the Occupy, Vancouver.
Yeah.
I hear there's one in Victoria.
There is one. It's slowly being brought down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how you thought that was going, and if you think the cause is a worthy cause, like to camp outside and
Right.
get cold and physically frozen, and if it's actually working, because
Right.
I hear from a lot of different people that it is and it isn't, and the reasons, and another piece that goes with that is that there's no sort of spearhead leader for the Occupy. So what do you think?
Those are good questions. So speaking again off the record, just as a member of the community, not affiliated with any organization, I think that it's great that people have the freedom to speak out against what they believe in, and if there are a lot of people in the community that are gathering together in large masses, there's obviously a reason for that. There's obviously a cause. I did know a few people down there, and I did go down a few nights just to sort of listen, not to participate, but to listen and just show interest. And I think it's great. I've always wondered what impact you can make sort of being on the outside and telling people that you want change. But I think it's also important to flip onto the other side and to try to be a part of that action plan. So there's discussion, and now where's the action plan, and how are those people going to start? I think there needs to be some core relationship building with the people that they want the change from, or else people aren't going to hear it. Camping out, I was actually there the night that they were voting whether or not they were going to risk getting ticketed and shut down the very first night before they ever camped out.
And it went well?
Yeah, I mean, they talked about it for hours and hours and hours until they came to a consent. I think that it was really neat. They didn't have a specific leader that was running the whole thing.
But they all kind of came together and talked.
Oh, it was so cool. I was like, total, like, it was like circle time. They stood in a circle. I was like, well, this brings me back to home, right?
Yeah, totally. Aboriginal, yeah.
Yeah, so they had discussions.
That's nifty.
Yeah, the personalities were balanced, and people were respectful even if there were differences of opinions, and they worked really hard to come to positive conclusions. It is being taken down right now. I'm not sure what the reasons are. I haven't been following it. I've sort of let those people kind of continue on with their own things. I'm involved in my own other movements.
That's cool. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You're creating a movement with these PSAs, that's for sure. And you're not only that, you're showing up to GOV next year.
Woo! Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of my pictures, epic interviews there. I'll be trying to get every single... No, I'm just kidding. But definitely trying to get a lot of interviews nonetheless.
Yeah.
So I made an appearance there a couple years ago.
Nice.
When it was in Vancouver.
Okay.
And performed, and it was pretty sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're dying to see your performance. So are you going to do that?
Possibly drop some new stuff that I got. That's
cool.
Also why I was writing in there. I was taking in some ideas because I'm trying to finish a piece.
Yeah.
And tomorrow will be like the official day. So there you have it.
Material. This is Leah, my 6.5-year-old. I actually pulled her out of school today just so that she could be a part of this.
What do you think of the conference?
But
do you think there's a lot of valid points that are being made?
But
I'll take that as a yes. All right. Well, thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Some level of burnout.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, and this is Epic Interview. I'll shout out Nathan, my
that there's some fabulous work going on, even though
voluntold father, and I guess AFABC for sending me here. I got to meet Alicia. Thanks, Rhonda. Peace.